New discoveries. In the past, scientists and doctors learned about mental health disorders in part by studying the brain of dead people. They cut them open, looked inside them, and identified ways in which a healthy brain was different from an unhealthy one. Given that a lot of the cadavers they worked on were adults, they knew little about the brain development and patterns of adolescence. There are now machines and tools that make looking into the brain while you're still alive a lot easier. MRIs, magnetic resonance imaging machines make easy work for brain scans, and studies are being done that track the brain development of adolescents. What's being discovered is interesting. It was once believed that your brain was fully developed by the age of 12, when it is fully grown in size. It turns out that your brain continues to change until around the age of 25. These changes take place inside your full-grown brain and have to do with brain cell connections and wiring. In fact, your brain undergoes two major periods of inner growth in utero while you are floating around in your mother's belly, and in adolescency. During adolescency, your brain starts pruning itself, cutting connections and proliferating, making new connections as it becomes more efficient. This important stage in your brain development leads you into adulthood, as your brain prepares itself to perform its highest mental functions. So while you may feel old enough and responsible enough to be treated like an adult, the fact is your brain is not quite there yet. The direction in which the brain matures has a major effect on your readiness for the adult world. The maturing starts at the back of the brain and slowly moves to the front. At the back of your brain is the cerebellum, which affects physical coordination and supports higher learning, such as math and languages. This is the first part of your brain to be affected by the wave of pruning and proliferation in adolescence, and it keeps on changing and growing until you are in your 20s. The last part of your brain to mature may actually be the most important, and may be what is keeping you from convincing your parents that you are ready for more independence. As your brain development slowly moves forward, it finally reaches your frontal cortex, the part of your brain that enables you to make rational decisions. So by the time you are about 25, your brain has finished most of its growing, pruning, and proliferation, and you are ready to enter the realm of adulthood, armed with your most important asset, a fully matured brain. New research has shed light on the role of your brain chemistry, how your brain works, in two important issues: adolescent behavior and adolescent depression. Adolescent moodiness and irrational behavior may not be the result of hormones alone. Your mutating brain may also be to blame. It seems probable to that abnormality in the pruning process during adolescence may lead to or mask mental health issues such as depression, schizophrenia, or bipolar disorder.